Have you ever wondered what would happen if you rejected a blessing from the Queen of the Southern Sea? This is a story about a young fisherman named Jaka. He was a simple man, born and raised in a small fishing village on the southern coast. Life for Jaka was never easy. His father had died when he was young, lost to a storm that took his boat and dreams with it. Since then, Jaka had been the man of the house, responsible for his ailing mother and two younger siblings. Every morning, before sunrise, Jaka would set out to the sea in a small, worn-out boat. His fishing net had more holes than knots, patched and repaired so many times it looked more like a fragile web than a net. Yet this was all Jaka had. The sea was his only hope, but even that seemed to be slipping away. For weeks, his catch had been meager. Some days he returned home empty-handed. Despite his struggles, Jaka was a proud man. He never begged for help. He believed that as long as he kept working hard, life would eventually reward him. But fate had other plans. One evening, after another exhausting day with no fish, Jaka sat alone by the beach. The sun was setting, painting the sky in hues of orange and red. The waves crashed gently on the shore, as if mocking his failures. His heart felt heavy, burdened by thoughts of his hungry family, his sick mother, and the hopelessness that seemed to grow each day. Then, amidst the sound of waves, came a voice. "You look tired, fisherman." Jaka turned. Standing a few meters away was a woman. She was unlike anyone he had ever seen. Her long, flowing hair danced with the sea breeze, and her green dress shimmered as if woven from the ocean itself. Her presence was otherworldly. "Who are you?" Jaka asked, wary yet curious. "I've been watching you," she said with a soft smile. "Your struggles, your efforts, your pride. It's admirable, but also foolish." Jaka frowned. "I don't need pity from strangers." She chuckled, a sound that echoed like ripples on water. "I am no stranger, Jaka. I am Nyi Roro Kidul, the Queen of the Southern Sea." Jaka's heart skipped a beat. He had heard tales of her since childhood, stories of the Sea Queen who could bless or curse, who could lift a man to riches or pull him into the depths forever. Yet here she was, speaking to him as if he were an old friend. "Why would you come to me?" Jaka asked, disbelief in his voice. "Because you have something rare, Jaka, persistence. Most would have given up, cursed the sea, or sought shortcuts. But you kept going," she said, stepping closer. "That's why I offer you a choice." Jaka listened, his breath shallow. "I can change your life, Jaka. Your boat will never sink. Your nets will always be full. No storm will dare harm you. You and your family will live in abundance. But in return, you will offer your loyalty to me." Jaka's heart pounded. It was a deal too good to be true. He remembered the warnings from elders. Never make deals with the spirits of the sea unless you are ready to pay the price. But what did loyalty mean? Was it worship? Was it servitude? Or something darker? "What do you mean by loyalty?" Jaka asked cautiously. "You will honor me," she explained. "You will offer a small part of every catch back to the sea. You will not fish greedily, and when the sea calls for you, you must answer." Jaka was silent. His mind raced. A part of him wanted to accept immediately. His family was suffering. This was the solution. But his pride, that stubborn pride, held him back. "I'm sorry," Jaka said, trying to sound firm. "I don't want to owe anyone, not even a queen." For a moment, the sea became eerily silent. Nyi Roro Kidul's smile faded, though her eyes remained calm. "Very well, Jaka. I will not force you. But remember this, not every tide will rise for you." With those words, she turned and walked into the sea. The waves embraced her as if welcoming back their queen. And then she was gone. Jaka stood there, feeling a strange emptiness. Had he made the right choice, or had he just turned away a miracle? The next morning, something strange happened. Jaka's boat, which had been damaged beyond repair, looked fixed. The nets were no longer torn. They were as strong as if they were brand new. Confused but desperate, Jaka decided to sail. That day, his catch was extraordinary. His nets were heavy with fish, more than he had ever seen. The villagers were amazed. They congratulated him, praised his determination. Jaka smiled, but deep down, unease grew. Day after day, his fortune continued. His family was finally eating well. He repaired their home. He even started helping other villagers. But the thought haunted him. Why was he being blessed when he had rejected the Sea Queen's offer? One night, while he was mending his nets under the moonlight, an old man approached him, the village elder. "Jaka, I heard about what happened at the beach, about the Queen's offer," the elder said quietly. Jaka nodded, unsure of how to respond. "You should have accepted," the elder said, his tone grave. "The sea is generous, but it has a memory. Sometimes blessings are tests, and if you reject them, the sea remembers." Those words lingered in Jaka's mind. He started to notice subtle changes. The waves sounded different. The winds whispered his name. His dreams were filled with images of the ocean, deep and endless, calling to him. But he kept ignoring them. Then the storm came. It was unlike anything the village had seen. The sky turned black, winds howled like tortured souls, and the waves rose like towering giants. Boats were secured, houses were bolted, but the sea was relentless. And in the chaos, Jaka's boat, the very one that had brought him fortune, was torn from the shore, dragged mercilessly into the raging ocean. The storm lasted through the night. By morning, the village was left in ruins. Yet, miraculously, no lives were lost, except Jaka's boat was gone. Jaka was devastated. Without his boat, he was nothing. His family had returned to hunger. The villagers, once praising him, now whispered behind his back. They said he had disrespected the sea, that he had been arrogant, and now he was paying the price. Desperate, Jaka returned to the beach every evening, calling out for Nyi Roro Kidul, begging for forgiveness, but she never appeared. The sea remained silent. One evening, as he sat by the waves, broken and hopeless, the wind carried a soft whisper. "Opportunities never come twice, Jaka." His heart sank. He now understood. The blessings he had received were not gifts. They were a final chance, and he had refused. From that day on, Jaka became a shadow of his former self. He wandered the shore day and night, watching the sea with hollow eyes. The villagers said that sometimes when the sunset turns the sea golden, you can see him standing at the edge of the water, whispering apologies to a sea that no longer listens. Because when Nyi Roro Kidul offers you her hand, you only get one chance. And if you let it go, the regret will follow you forever.